My name is Hein Van de Wiel. I work with Sodexo. Sodexo is a worldwide company that delivers services in different segments. So we have segments like corporate organizations, like education, like healthcare, defense, seniors, sports and leisure. My role is Human Resources Manager, and I'm HR Manager for a team that sells and operates large contracts, global contracts with global clients all around the world. In about 80 countries in the world with 420,000 team members, so it's quite a big organization. In the environment where I am currently working in, but where more and more people will be working in the future, it's an environment which will become more and more globalized, which means more and more international contacts, more and more international teams. And these teams, one way or another, they need to collaborate. It's becoming more and more important and more present in the working world of today, and certainly of tomorrow. Let me start maybe from my own experience, because when I started my career, virtual teamwork was almost non-existing. We did not have the technology to work virtually. So at that time, an enormous amount of time, and maybe you can also say money, was spent on meeting together, getting people around the table in the same room in order to work together, to discuss, to exchange ideas and the like. Currently, this kind of virtual meetings, they take place in different formats. It can be very simple, like a teleconference. It can be more advanced with the support of slides, and then I talk about WebEx. And it can be in a very advanced way as well when you look for instance at telepresence, where your counterpart, which may be while you are sitting in Paris, may be very well in Washington or in London or in Singapore, are as if they were in the same meeting room. So the technology, of course, there is a cost related to that, but the technology allows us to do these kind of things. From my own experience, it will become more and more important. When I answer this kind of question, I answer that for many people, and I definitely would say no. It's impossible in the world of today to do without virtual teamwork. For the reasons that I've explained earlier, but it's really about the world becoming global. But even if you're not working on a global level, but for instance on a regional level or on a country level, nowadays virtual teamwork is really very important. And I think people learn it very early on, from student life onwards till the early phases of their career, and then later on. When, for instance, in my case, I'm working with 20 different countries, I need to exchange with them, I need to give my ideas to them, and they give their ideas to me in order that we get the best results for the company. Now, I believe, I am convinced that the earlier you start to work with teams virtually, so you expose yourself to this kind of situations, the better it is. Because we will only see more of this, we will only see the technology evolving. In my area of human resources, where we do a lot of recruitment, of course, imagine the possibilities that we have got with Skype. Before you had to invite a candidate needed to come to your place. Nowadays, we just can connect. The candidate can be in Warsaw, can be in South Africa, can be in Lima, and I can be in Paris, and we connect and we talk to each other. And we have the Skype, we can see each other, and there is not that much difference between a real meeting and a virtual meeting. Of course, you need to take care about when to use virtual collaboration and when it's better not to have a virtual meeting or virtual collaboration. Let me try to give you an example. One day we were presenting a commercial proposal to a client, to an important client, and actually we were using advanced methodology, so WebEx, in order to present our proposal to the client. For instance, we were in Brussels. I remember clearly. We were in Brussels. The client was in Washington, and we had connections via WebEx technology with 4 corners of the world. Now, we were presenting this proposal in a virtual way, not in a direct way, in a physical meeting, but in a virtual way to the client, and our colleagues, they were connecting from different parts of the world. And my feeling really was that the meeting was not really a success. Why not? Because I think we were too far away, literally, from the client, but also by the technology. So we could not see each other really in the eyes. The client could not see us really in the eyes either. So for such an important meeting with hindsight, I would say it would have been better that maybe a smaller team would have gone through the client and meet the client in a physical way. So what is the key learning of that? There is always a balance to strike. When is a virtual meeting and when virtual collaboration can really work, and when you need to meet in a physical way in order to achieve success. It's not so evident that virtual teamwork or virtual collaboration works in a proper way, and there are some obstacles to it. So, for instance, when you use a phone conference, compare that with a real meeting, with a physical meeting, you miss certain clues which can be helpful to understand better messages from other people. When you are on the phone, you only hear someone's voice, but you don't see his or her eyes, you don't see their posture, you don't see other body language, which is extremely important always to interpret certain messages. And it becomes even more complex when you have a conference call with people from other cultures who have, for instance, different speech patterns, or have different accents in pronouncing the common language. So there are some obstacles, and I think it's always important that when you start to work virtually, when you start to collaborate virtually, that all the team members are aware about these obstacles, that you need to make an extra effort. Virtual teamwork in general goes better when people know each other. Once you have had the opportunity, for instance, to meet one time, it's more easy to collaborate together virtually. Now, this is depending, of course, on the topic. If it is just to exchange kind of factual information, you very well can do that without knowing each other very well. However, when it comes to collaboration on a higher level, I would say when you need to brainstorm, or when there are important decisions to be made which need in-depth collaboration, then I would say virtual teamwork needs to be really well prepared, and people ideally know each other in order to be effective. Within our organization, which is a truly global organization, many of the executive meetings are taking place via telepresent, and you can only imagine what that saves in time, in cost, etc., etc.